What's up, everybody? It's Jeffrey Lyles welcoming you to another edition of Lyles Figure Files. Hope everybody's doing great. It's Thursday, time for another big show. Let's see who all's in the chat. Got a lot to talk about as usual. Let's see who all is here and hanging out with us. Lots of folks. Snake Eyes in the building, Afton Child, 80s kids from the 90s. James Green is here as well. There we got Jamlyn Parks in the building. Eddie Rodriguez is here. What's up, gang? Blake Tarpley, let's go. Eddie says, don't forget to hit that like button, everybody. And Miguel Perez says, did anyone else get the Deadpool and Hydra Bob set? I think people are starting to get them in now. G Brew, what's up, man? John B, what's up, my friend? You be playing. What's up, Jeffrey? Great to see you, man. Great to see your comments as well. Lefty Two Lions BK. Ayo, LMF crew, what's up? What's up? The Looster 15. The best part about being a man child who collects action figures is still getting toys for Christmas and birthdays. So don't forget that either. Nolan, what's up, guys? Mickey Rowe. Hey there, Jeff. I was excited to purchase a Green Goblin and Doc Ock today. Yes, we did get those up for pre-order, and everybody who wanted them could get them today. Oh, nice. You got them yesterday. Being a fine figure, and away we go. Hello, everyone. What's up, being a fine figure? So let's see, what's everybody talking about before I get into my huge, big agenda for today? Hello, Afton Child. And Snake Eyes wants to know, did I see that Spawn is in Call of Duty? I don't even know how far behind I am on Call of Duties. I just play them when they become available on PlayStation Network for free, and just play them and go, wow, that was a fun Call of Duty. So I have no idea which version I have to play. I know I have at least 2 in my backlog, my PlayStation 4 library, which is why I don't have a PlayStation 5. But yeah, let me know what you think about Spawn being in there. I imagine with the chains, he's going to be a fun fighter to use. One of these days, I'm going to need to review these Kenner toys. Well, let me know when you do, 80s kid. Did y'all pick up anything this week? My 97 X-Men Bishop is on his way. James, it was an interesting week. I feel like I didn't pick up anything, but I did see some things that I will make sure to tell you all about because there's a reason I didn't buy anything this week. But I'll get into that in a little bit later. You'd like to get Bazooka. I think it's definitely worth $25 for a Class 5 figure. If I had my Bazooka figure right here, I would show you that, yes, you're correct. Bazooka is a fantastic G.I. Joe figure. I can almost do you one better and pull up my, there we go, my picture of Bazooka. And from the review that's soon to be posted onto the site, Lyles Movie Files, for everybody who doesn't know. But here he is with his crew, the best crew. I haven't thrown in my guy Shipwreck, who I do have. I just haven't posted and reviewed him yet. But here is most of that crew that we've got in figure form, and they look great so far. We got Lady J, we got Bazooka, we've got Flint, my man, got Dusty, Snake Eyes, who I need to do a little bit of work, namely painting those grenades silver, add a little silver / gray to this outfit, but he's almost done. And then, of course, Barbecue, still waiting on Alpine and Airtight and Footloose to join the impending, soon to be arriving Quick Kick. So my favorite squad of Joes is coming along quite nicely. And of course, I need those vehicle drivers as well. But he's a really great figure, 80s kid, so definitely worth grabbing. Jamelin, I got Superpowers, Batman, DC Multiverse, Abyss, a couple of old DCUC figures, and a box of Plunderings that I have yet to open was delivered today. One of my buddies got the Plunderings arrived today, and hopefully you will also get some more mail soon in the next few days. Yes, I totally forgot. I bought Archive 3PO at Ollie's for $8. That is a good price there, 80s kid. Man, y'all got some good stuff. Great. Yes, sir. There's been some good stuff coming up lately. Which Mattel Superman figure should you get, 80s kid? DCUC 75 or Kingdom Come? Which 75 figure are you talking about? The Kingdom Come one is really good. It doesn't really fit in as well with the other DCUC because he's using a different mold, which has a little bit more articulation than the standard ones, but he does fit in well enough with those guys. Let me see if I actually did a review on the site with that one so you can see what he looks like with the other Earth 2 heroes. Do a real quick search on the old site and see. I know I have him in my collection. There we go. So let's do a quick look. Let's look together and see if I actually did put a picture of him with the rest of the Justice Society members. So this is what he looks like next to the DC Multiverse Superman. This is Rebirth version, so he stands right around that height. But to ask more of your question, here you go. This is what he looks like with the JSA, and I think he fits in just fine. He's a little bit smaller around the leg area than Mr. Terrific and Wildcat in particular, and Steel and Magog, but he fits in pretty well. I think he stands taller, which is great for Superman. So you've got a pretty good mix of how he fits in there. So I wouldn't be upset if that was your Superman choice. I think you wouldn't go wrong with either one, though. Blake ordered the No Way Home Doc Ock and Green Goblin today. Anybody else? I feel like a lot of people did. So let me know if you guys were part of that crew. Snake Eyes, Man at Green Goblin is coming out January 2024. You know, with Hasbro, that probably means the last couple weeks of December, the way they've been rolling. But I got to say, and I'll break this down later when I go take a full in-depth look at it. It's a really nice figure and a way better price point than I thought it was going to be, especially compared to that SH Figuarts version, because this one's a strong looking figure. Not sure if you're getting anybody except for Toby. I mean, how do you get Toby and then not get at least Andrews? Got to get the whole gang. And Jalen says, I might get some of the No Way Home stuff if I see them out in the wild. The Action Figure Collective has assembled who's Cap, who's Iron Man, and who's Black Panther. Blake, looking forward to Flash. This Friday, that's right. Lyle's Movie Files at 7 o'clock tomorrow. We're going to be watching Flash Gordon because Chief has not watched the movie since he saw it way back when all this wasn't even around. This was no gray. There was no hair whatsoever here when we watched it back in the day in the 80s. So it should be a grand experience watching him pretty much watch Flash Gordon for the first time. Definitely the first time with adult eyes. So if you're not doing anything tomorrow night at 7 o'clock, tune in on Lyle's Movie Files. Snake Eyes wants to know, man, why can't some of the new Spider-Man No Way Home figures come out in December? Would be perfect because the movie came out in December. I'm sure they're going to, and you shouldn't have to worry about them coming later. I think they've waited long enough, so I think early will be the way to go with those figures. Jalen's going to be there Friday. Absolutely. Save the universe. Dun, 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 dun. I'm also excited for G.I. Joe toys releasing this Christmas. I have my horror show voice going there. Yo, Joski. We are live. Oh, yeah. Snake Eyes, clearly can't wait to get G.I. Joe toys, but I'm with you as well. Can't wait to get all these new Joes, and there's some that are lining up, waiting to arrive at my house any day now. Toys for Christmas, birthdays, random Tuesdays, just because Monday, it's a fun Friday. Why not Thursday? And of course, we're going to go on Wednesday. So every day we got to get them covered. Ryan, thank you. So you did get the Force Unleashed set today. Yeah, it was overpriced, but the Force effects are pretty cool. And I know the mainline Star Killer won't come with them. I'm wondering if I can use those Force effects from the Palpatine, if those hands would fit into the pegs for Starkiller. That way I can still have lightning Force effects going with them. Fingers crossed. But I'm glad to hear you like the figure because I cannot wait to get him when it comes to the main line. The Looster. Great seeing you today. I always love listening to you talking about figures. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that because I love talking about figures. My wife is like, no, 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 no. But you guys are excited. So I'm excited. Really happy to hear you guys hanging in the chat, doing the thing with me on another Thursday night where I know you can be watching the Packers and the Lions have a very competitive Thursday night football game. Thursday night's a great night for football. John Kane's in the building. What's up? Hopefully you're having a good Thursday, my friend. Chet Gator. Gator, what's up? Yo, got Deadpool and Bob. Also got Batman Movie Pack 2 days after ordering from GameStop. Nice shout out to GameStop on there. So 2 days on that, that's pretty good. What do you think about the movie pack? Lefty Two Lines, I'm with you. So many mail drops this week. I'm going to have to leave snacks and juice boxes for my mailman and FedEx guy. Or you can leave orange slices. I heard Ant-Man thinks those are really popular. So yeah, it's real. And I have my office where I'm situated so I can see the mailman, the Amazon, the FedEx, and the UPS guy come up. And it's like, yeah, that looks like it says Hasbro. Time to get downstairs. So it's very exciting. I'm excited. Got Ryu from Jada yesterday. Awesome figure. Help me out. I have always mispronounced my guy's name for the longest time. I was calling him Rue. Then I was like, wait, it's Ryu, and then it's Ryu. Help me out. Which way is it, guys? But yeah, I'm really excited. Fei Long I finally got an order through to Amazon. I was like, boop. So I got him coming at some point. They said November right now, but I don't care. He's coming, and hopefully I can get the rest of these guys added onto the list too, because I can't wait. But Fei Long is definitely priority since I don't have one from Storm Collectibles just yet. Kelly Cox is in the building. What's going on, Kelly? Miguel, you're worried that the Giant Man HasLab is going to fund. We are barely halfway there, but it's my first HasLab, so it could just be me getting nervous. So yeah, I'm kind of with you on that. Excuse me. And this is one of those weird things because this is definitely not my first rodeo in terms of getting HasLabs, but I wanted to talk about this. So earlier when I was writing down my copious amount of notes just to be a prepared YouTube journalist for you guys, I had Giant Man at 5,379. As you can see right now, it's 5,399 before I refresh. Let's see what it's looking like now. 5,406. And now we're down to 25 days with Giant Man. New York Comic Con is October 13th. That weekend, Friday 13th weekend. So they were really going to need to show something because it is kind of going at a snail's pace, but I feel like, I've mentioned this before, this HasLab doesn't have enough incentives, meaning the tiers, for people to get really excited to jump on it, to be like, I've got to get this figure right now. And I think that's really what's causing this slow pacing. I think if there were some exciting tiers, maybe not even figures, just something that would get people's attention to go, all right, we've got to get this objective accomplished. Then we got to get to the next one. They'd be like, oh man, you got to get this thing because it's really amazing. I think with this pace, he's going to get funded. He's going to get backed. It's just a matter. There's not enough to get people hyped up to go, all right, cool, we got this. Now let's see if we get all these extra bonuses to him. And of course, he's not an army builder, so there's nothing beyond getting Giant Man that I think is really important for people. I think it'll be really time to press the panic button within that last week. If he's still around 6,000, maybe even mid 7,000s, because we're going to need that surge that we normally see with HasLab projects, but it could take a really impressive one, i.e., throwing in some, hey, we got a 6-inch Giant Man, we're going to throw in this thing, or just, hey, here's a 2-pack of Wasp in Yellow Jacket. It's going to come out the same time as this HasLab. So we'll see. But the progress is not going as fast as I would like either. But hopefully, Miguel, we'll get it done sooner rather than later. And there'll be no panic for all of us who do want this Marvel Legends HasLab Giant Man. The Looster. I bought the Deadpool and gift set as a gift for a friend of mine who got me into collecting figures once again. It still has yet to deliver for me. Their shipping is weird because there'll be people who get things like weeks ahead of you, even if you place the order earlier. I don't know. Maybe they're just drawing names and orders out of a hat. but they will eventually get to you. I haven't had any issues with a Hasbro Pulse order not getting shipped. They haven't been some wacky phantom thing like a Walmart pre-order, just a regular random retail that I picked out just from the top of my head. You're not going to get them canceled most of the time. And I haven't read anybody having that experience either. It might just take a long time to get to you. So hopefully by this time next week, you'll have it and can tell everybody here how awesome you think the set is. Because so far, everyone that does have it really likes it outside of a few random paint issues. Ryan says, speaking of, the Starkiller figure is really good, except the ball joint for his neck is set back so it looks like his head is thrusting forward a bit. Not a problem, but you would really hope for something like this with an exclusive. That wouldn't be an issue. Maybe it's something where they were trying to go for the dynamic posing. Maybe that's it. And it's something they can get fixed in time for the regular retail release. Brick and Tire, what's going on? Evening to you, my friend. Hopefully all is well on your end. Atom can't wait to get Green Goblin. I'm sure a lot of people are feeling that way. You be playing, got my Range Viper in from Walmart. Did you order one? Did you have way more restraint than me or some of us? Because I'm expecting several Range Vipers to come. The pictures I've seen so far of them look really cool. Skew Raiders in the building. What's going on? Oxlaw X. Hasbro's been coming with straight heat these past few weeks. My wallet can't catch a break. I know I've just had to install a mini fan and I just keep it right next to my wallet, especially the credit card sections or the card sections, because it's just scorching. It's like hot, hot, hot. I can't even put it in my pants anymore because it's like, whoa, it's on fire, like NBA Jam style. Fire. Snake Eye Spawn looks good and his skin looks good. They got Keith David to do the voice, so that's cool. And all his guns are fun. That's cool. Mr. Cheeseburger, only G.I. Joe is G.I. Joe. Exactly. I mean, maybe about like 95% of my orders that are coming in are from G.I. Joe. There may be a random figure from another line, but it is just about all G.I. Joe at this point. So, yeah, for sure. You be playing, my Tunnel Rat and Lowlighter about to ship from Hasbro. That's exciting. I'm getting 2 more Eel coming from Amazon. And I've got 2, I guess it's Range Vipers coming from Pulse as well. So my Cobra ranks are about to build up phenomenally. And I've almost got them to the point where they're drastically outnumbering my Joes. So I'm very excited. And I got to figure out what the heck I'm going to do with my display space for them at this point. Ryan, not counting vehicle drivers / mail-ins, we only need 3 Joes from the 82 wave, 0 from 83. We still have some for 83, don't we? We still need Doc, so we need him. I don't know why I know they've announced he's coming, so we know it. It's just a matter of time, but we haven't seen even a render of him yet. So I'm going to still keep him on the list. 2 from 84. We've got, who is it? Ripcord, sort of, kind of. Blowtorch for sure. And I guess that is it. Wow, this is crazy how fast they're going. 3 from 85, 9 from 86, and 9 from 87. That's wild that there's still so many characters from 86. I'm a little bit surprised they haven't tackled more of those characters because I feel like those are a really popular wave of Joes, maybe second to the 85 series. And then 87 has a pretty decent amount of representation too, with Falcon, Outback, Tunnel Rat, and Chuckles. Surprised we haven't heard any peep out of Jinx just yet, because I figured she'd be the next one. And then along with Law and Order. So a few more characters that are starting to rise up the ranks of, hey, what's up with this figure? So we'll see him. Austin, he did miss leg day. He totally bailed. It's like, you know what? I can fly. I don't need to worry about my legs. That Kingdom Comes to Superman figure looks super. I love the color scheme. It's a really solid figure. I like it. So you can buy with confidence on him. Austin says, why do you think Hasbro made a Robbie Robertson, Jonah Jameson? Why do you? I think they have not. He's not really the assistant. He's more like the editor, like the managing editor. He's really running it because Jonah Jameson is wild and crazy. Robbie has to keep things in order at the Bugle and make sure Peter's getting paid and all that good stuff. keeping Jonah in line and making sure the Bugle is putting out good quality stuff. I think it's been a long time since I read Spider-Man because Marvel does wild stuff, but I think he's now the editor, and Jonah was the mayor for a second. I think he's doing a podcast where he was helping the Spider-Man. I was like, it's a little bit too weird for me, but the stories were okay. So I don't know what's going on, but I think at least the last time I read, Robbie was fully in charge of the paper. 80s kids calling Iron Man. I got you. The Looster went to Target for the clearance and got the Model 1 Iron Man, then Ollie's and grabbed a bunch of Fortnite stuff. I think Mancake is joining Adam and Alan the AIM Soldiers as part of my figure mascots. Hey, I just finished taking a look at that Iron Man. I really like it. I was surprised how much I dug this Model 1 Ant-Man figure, but it was really cool. And I think he moves really well. I know some reviewers out there were kind of hating on it and said, this figure sucks, but I liked it a lot. I thought he's got some great posability for this walking tank version of Iron Man. And yeah, I really thought they did a good job with him. Let me show you my take on him. Here you go. So that's mine. I really liked how he moved. I just wish we had some news on the Mark II so we could put a full set of Iron Man armor through the years. We got Mark III. Now we got Mark I. Now we just need that Mark II look to really complete them and give us that original Avengers lineup. So I really like this figure. If you all have it, let me know what you think. And it's even better getting them for half off. Ooh, Brickentire. Just met Sam Jones at RetroCon last month. Let me say, I don't think Ted was too far off. Gordon's alive? Third wave. Dive. Oh, yeah. I can't wait for tomorrow. It's going to be fun. And the only challenge will be not saying every word of dialogue as we're watching the movie, because I just watched it about a month ago, so it's all fresh. But like Celine Dion, it's all coming back to me now. Yes, I want a Phase 1 Captain Rex 2, and like yesterday. Liberty 2 Lion says, this week, Hot Toys Black Panther. Nice. Which version? The one where if you put that black light, the purple shows up? Because I love that figure. That's the one I have. The one Black Panther figure. Transformers Bombshell. Where'd you get Bombshell from? Street Fighter 2, Ken and Fei Long. Sale of Avengers at Target. Marvel Legends Deadpool and Bob. Shield Agent. Where'd you get the Shield Agent from? McFarlane Hush Superman and Platinum Golden or Green Lantern Alan Scott. CS Big Ben, and 3 Range Vipers. Your wallet took a walloping. Man, you need some reinforcements over there, but hopefully tomorrow's payday Friday for you. Omega 579. Hey, what's happening? Well, Raj and the gang, we're chilling, we're rerun, doing our thing up in here in the channel. G-Brew, heard the Packers and immediately heard my Vikings fan father spewing vitriol about how much he hates the Packers. Listen, as much as your dad hates the Packers, I equally hate the Packers because of the 90s, tormenting my boys Steve Young, Jerry Rice, and robbing us from so many of those. When the NFC shows up in the AFC and battles them in the Super Bowl, the NFC is guaranteed to win era of the Super Bowl runs. It was just like, maddening. So right there, I am really happy that the Niners made sure in the playoffs we never regretted not drafting Aaron Rodgers. So, okay, I was wondering, I was like, if you just pre-ordered Ken, but that's cool. I mean, you got to get them all in that sense, right? James Green, I got my Nightmare Joker from 5K Toys. I haven't opened it yet, but it looks great. Now I have to check it out. Ryu, thank you so much. I've really been like, because I hear all these different pronunciations online from people, and I'm like, wait a second, I got confused. So thank you once again, Jamie, for coming through on the pronunciation. Yeah, for sure. I mean, it was like, okay, it's not like my brother's going to correct me and tell me this is wrong. I mean, we didn't have YouTube or official pronunciations anywhere. So it was like, oh, this sounds good. So yeah. Thank you for checking, Ryan. The peg on Starkiller's lightning hand's a bit too small for their Emperor's wrist port. Interesting. It wobbles around or falls out unless you add something to keep it in place, which I might have to do because you got to have him with some lightning effects. If you back it, you go to alternate heads. Ooh, alternate heads is tears. Not a fan. So I've said that like so many times. Being a Fine Figure got 5 notifications at about 1:30 a.m. It was Pulse taking my money. So Low Light, Tunnel Rat, Firefly, Crimson Viper, and Tiger Force Splinter on the way. Yeah, I've read that people were getting Python orders coming to the Python Patrol Ninja, so that's cool. Another member of the Python Patrol ranks because they are really starting to flesh out a little bit more, especially now with them showing up in Ross. Chattanooga Gator, I've always had a soft spot for Kilmer, so it was worth it just for him. Best likeness too, and that's not surprising. Others are really cool. Might do some kit bash and a repaints with them for fun. Well, I'd like to see what you do with them. So if you remember, send me a shout out on Instagram so I can see what you do with them. Mr. Cheeseburger, the reality is Marvel Legends fans don't have a lot of passion or enthusiasm for Marvel Legend figures or the brand overall. Marvel Legends is perfect for our haters. And this week has been crazy at work, and I've not done all the video planning that I wanted to do, but I am really going to spend like 20, 30 minutes coming up with a comprehensive, a 50 figure list that I want Hasbro to do for Marvel Legends. I feel like that's going to be really easy, and it's just going to be a matter of which ones are more of a priority than others, because I can do 100. I'm going to narrow it down to 50. So if you guys watch it with me, I'll do the other 50 just so I can feel validated coming up with a list of 100 figures that Marvel Legends still needs to do. But it's ironic because right now I'm rereading Heroes Reborn when Jim Lee and Rob Liefeld took control of the big heavy hitters pre-MCU, where it's like, who cares about the Avengers, Cap, Iron Man, Hulk, and Thor? You can have them boost sales, whatever. We've got this X-Men gravy train we're rolling all the way to payday. And I know we kind of like make fun of it because like, oh, Heroes Reborn suck, but I'm kind of digging this Jim Lee run of stuff. And I feel like his stuff gets kind of thrown in with Liefeld's, where midway through, Marvel's like, nah, Jim, we're gonna let you just take control of everything. We're to give Rob and his crew the boot. So yeah, just gonna take over all of it. But I kind of am starting to think maybe we could add some of those Heroes Reborn looks to the Marvel Legends display. I don't know. I like this. I'm really liking the storyline. It kind of feels like an early precursor to DC Rebirth, where it's kind of similar, but not so different that it's just crazy and wild, unlike the Liefeld feet. I kind of want a Marvel Legends cable with Liefeld feet, like swappable feet, where it's like there's a little base where the feet plug into, or like tiny toothpicks. I think that'd be kind of cool and a nice little nod to Liefeld's style. Brick and Tire. I don't collect Marvel Legends. Was it a miss that they didn't include a standard size figure of Giant Man with the HasLab, or does that figure already exist? So they've done a 6-inch Giant Man figure. Does not match up with this one, but they did release a 12-inch Icons repaint version. That figure had terrible articulation just because the joints were way too tight and did not move well at all. And that one fits in as a 6-inch Giant Man, which is cool if you have that one. I hated that 12-inch version. So I was like, you've got to go and not topple my display constantly. I already had that problem with the Goliath version, but I like the Goliath colors way more. So it stayed propped up against the wall. But yeah, I mean, that's the way to go. They still need to do a 6-inch Giant Man that fits with this HasLab, because you can't have a mismatched version. So it is a miss for now. We'll give them the benefit of the doubt till the New York Comic Con. But if that's still messing up, if they don't have one to show by then, they're really going to drop the ball with that. So hopefully they'll have that taken care of in a few more weeks. Robert, what's going on, my friend? Yes, a huge mistake. I'm really liking the No Way Home Green Goblin. I've been making room for Mr. Defoe, and I had to make sure I didn't say DeVoe like Ronnie, aka Blake from New Edition. Robert Ocasio, hopefully I said your last name properly. Hasbro has been on fire for sure. I mean, a lot of good stuff, and not just with G.I. Joe. And I feel like that is here's all my time and focus. But I think they've done some really solid Marvel Legends. We've gotten some cool Star Wars figures creeping through, but Yeah, it's all about G.I. Joe. G.I. Joe is G.I. Joe, and then there's everything else. But there are some Transformers releases that I'm excited about. That Brawn figure that just came out in Studio Series, Bombshell. So there's some stuff that I'm like, all right, Hasbro, I see you. I'm paying attention to what you're doing. And so, yeah, there's a lot of good stuff left. Oh, you did. Cool. I had to pick up that Master Morpher. When is that coming? No, I think that was already in stock. So did you get it yet? Danny Ruiz. What's up, Jeff? I'm doing good, my friend. Hopefully you're having an awesome Thursday, ready to do this thing. Hot Banana Water wants to know, would I have any strategy for Hasbro that would stop the huge clearance sales and stock going straight to Ollie's? Don't get me wrong, I love it, but Hasbro doesn't seem to have much of a plan. I think the plan really is to go back to $20. I think that was the price point we were all happy and fine paying the price for these figures. And I know, yeah, oil, etc. is up and you got to charge more for these figures. But that was the sweet spot. And I feel like at $20, I wouldn't blink. So when Target has sales that drop down figures to $20, I don't go, let me wait till clearance. I go, great, I'm going to buy these figures at the old school price that I was paying for. Nowadays, Target doesn't let the figure sit on the pegs long enough to reasonably go, oh man, like, so for example, what I would do years ago for my birthday, October 27th, I would go October 1st, maybe even September. This was a few years back. That I would stop in September and I would go, all right, I'm not getting any more figures because I'm going to make a mega birthday run on my birthday. And I'm going to hit up all the stores. I'm going to go to Toys R Us, multiple ones. I'm going to go to multiple Toy Works / KBs. Then I'm going to go to Suncoast and I'm going to go to a comic book store that sells figures. And I'm just going to buy a bunch of stuff. Nowadays, you can't really do that because in 2 months, the figures that you see being put on the pegs right now probably won't be there. They'll be on clearance or gone from clearance. And then another month or so, you'll see them at Ross and Ollie's. And after enough cycles of that, well, it's like, why would I pay $25? Where if I can just be patient, wait a couple months, I'm gonna get the figure for $5. That's the problem. And I feel like if they would let them sit for a little longer, charge less, they could get more money. Because I mean, they can't win. I mean, I know it's like, oh shoot, we're losing money if we dropped our $25 figures to $20. But I feel like collectors would buy them. And there wouldn't be this, all right, we're not moving any product. Let's ship it off to Ollie's. Let's send it to Ross. I think that's their biggest problem. It's just a little bit too expensive for what we're getting. Where for $20, you could really overlook, they didn't use the right mold. They went with the wrong costume. And it's like, whatever, it's $20. I need this whack figure to complete the Build-A-Figure. But then at $25, it was like, whoa, this only comes with some spare hands. I was checking my desk because I feel like, darn it, of course, I'm just using for visual aid. I just have some Corsair hands that I was going to pop up. Sometimes that's all the figure comes with, just some fists. That's not enough. So people are like, well, we'll wait. And if you get burned enough times paying $25 for a figure, only to find it $7 and a couple months later, people are going to wait. So I say get it down to $20 and then give it more time to sit on the pegs, and people will eventually buy it for that, for that regular sale or that regular price instead of waiting on the sale and clearance. Jibber wasn't Doc a mail-in? I think he was, but he was also released with that 83 wave as well. MP, guys, pull up to Ross ASAP. Mine was loaded. They had a handful of Joes, Transformers, Multiverse, and way too many Funkos. My Ross in this area are terrible. I need to find a good one because I'm seeing classified Tomax, Zaymont, Stalker, Buzzworthy Cup, other Transformer figures showing up at other people's Rosses. And I'm like, I'm so jealous. Of course, none of these stores managed to find any Crimson Guards lying around, but hopefully that'll come later. Robert, for G.I. Joe, I ended up getting the new sexy Trouble Bubble. The updated one or the Python Patrol one, because we got all kinds of sexy with that Trouble Bubble coming. Frustrated Fan Sports Show. What's up, Jeff? Sorry I haven't been buying a while. Football season is on, and I've been busy. Hey, man, whenever you can show up, I appreciate it. So don't feel bad at all. Did y'all see that Dr. Mindbender was sent out again? Yes, a lot of people were last week were getting the email, I guess, during the show, and we're like, I got the email, he's coming. So I think a lot of people have them in hand now. I know some of y'all send me the pictures of your Dr. Mindbender in hand. So that was cool to see. I'm really glad there was no sorry, we ran out of stock. Emily on the JoJo Classified team did say that everyone who ordered it would eventually get it. So I'm glad to see there was no issues and people did get them. So hopefully, maybe some people are like, I don't really care about this Dr. Mindbender, and people who want to get them don't have to pay an exorbitant secondary markup sales price to get them. The Star Killer is fire. Yeah, he is. Robin is collecting. What's up? Are they making red range vipers? I mean, they've done crimson for every other squad and Python Patrol for all the others. So I would imagine we'll see some crimson team red range vipers eventually, even though I really like their original color scheme and do not need them to change it up. So we'll see what happens. Robert, I wish we had an Ollie's out here in Cali. Anytime you want to come through to the East Coast, it would be well worth it to just go through as many Ollie's as possible. Although I have to warn you, it's getting to a wild state where you can find retro Fantastic Four figures, even though I'm seeing them popping up at other stores now. But there'll be some really hot figures like right now. The Star Wars helmets are going rapidly. The Captain America Winter Soldier shield is going out really fast too. So if there's something you're really looking for, it's probably best to not worry about it. It's just there are other figures that happen to sit there for a long time that will sit for a really long time. Maybe you got some friends, tell them what you're looking for, they can send it out to you, because some Ollies have things consistently, and it won't be this sense of disappointment of I drove all the way here for Ollies for this. And that does happen in this collecting game for people who go to Ollies, where it's like there is nothing new here. It's been picked clean. That's why I tend to go over to the trade section, where it's like, great, at least I got a trade paperback out of this trip. Frustrated Fans Sports Show, thank you so much for the $3 super chat. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much, and glad to have you rocking with us tonight. Snake Eyes wants to know, why is Star Killer so expensive to buy? What the heck? So expensive to buy because people want them, and they have this really bad habit of charging way too much for figures that first time, because like, we got them, they'll pay whatever to get this one. At least I'll give them a lot of credit for saying, hey, we're going to get a solo version of this, so you don't have to pay $100 for them. And 2 Stormtroopers. I don't feel like the deal is too terrible if you consider they're $75, and maybe, just maybe, those effects are like $20. And then you factor in the exclusivity side of PulseCon, it's almost $100, maybe sort of, but I'm glad to have the option of just buying him by himself. So when he does drop, I will get him for sure. And I won't be waiting on clearance, and I won't be waiting for a Pulse Premium sales day. I'm just getting him as soon as he's up. Henry G, what's going on? I'm doing good, brother. How about you on this fine Thursday of ours? And Beltran, what's up? Hey, Austin, I'm with you. It's weird because Peter / Spider-Man has a supporting cast that's really been enduring over the decades, to the point where it's kind of like you guys have done a pretty solid amount of his roles. We've got so many of them covered, including low tier ones like the Human Fly, where it's kind of like, all right, there's some more important supporting characters of Flash Thompson, Robbie, Liz, Betty. Lots of characters that would work for him in his whole universe. Liz Allen, lots of supporting characters. Captain Stacy, plenty of characters that we should get a comic book style Aunt May. I mean, before anybody else. And then maybe we do a 2-pack or a 3-pack with Uncle Ben, Aunt May, maybe a young Spider-Man, young Peter Parker. I did a lot of civilian characters that I think, more so than anyone else, probably deserves to get figures. I think next to them, we could probably slide in a bunch of Fantastic Four characters. Alicia, Wyatt, off the top of my head, 2 that are really important that we should get. So yeah, maybe I should do a video on civilian characters needed for Marvel Legends. Let me know what you guys think on that one. J523, you ever think about downsizing your collection? If so, where do you start? Gosh, I was doing this just random exercise. I was like, if I had to, what would I get rid of? And I have way too many lines. So I was like, all right, which 3 lines would you keep? And I said, this is ridiculous. This is not happening. So for sure, my G.I. Joe collection would stay. I think it would probably be lines that I don't collect anymore that are just there, like complete collections that I don't have to have. So maybe I would get rid of maybe my Lord of the Rings from Toy Biz, maybe them, but only because I'd go, all right, who's doing better for figures? So it's a really bad thing. I may get rid of my Walking Dead figures from McFarlane because they don't have enough articulation for me, and they're better 12-inch versions, which have better likenesses and better articulation, all that stuff. So I don't know if downsizing would ever work. It's probably more like swapping. Here's a better version of this line, and that's probably where I would go. So, yeah. Well, how about you? What would you get rid of first? Ravenous collecting. How about them Cowboys? Anytime the Cowboys lose, it's a great week for me, especially when my Niners win. It's not as happy if we both lose, but watching them lose feels so, so great. It's like Tony the Tiger. They're great. Master G. Ryan. This Bengals fan has no sympathy for 49ers. You must be a longtime Bengals fan. And I'll have you know, I was really rooting for you guys to beat the Rams. And I was so, so disappointed, disgusted even, watching them somehow manage to squeak out that win in that Super Bowl. But I was a Bengals card-carrying fan member on that one. So hopefully Burrow will get that cap back together because I love seeing you guys beat the Chiefs. G. Brew. I've got a ton of figures I pre-ordered from Big Bad Toy Stores hitting next month. I asked a friend to watch my place as much to watch for packages as to feed my cats when I head to South Carolina for my cousin's wedding. Dude, happy early congratulations to your cousin. Hope the wedding is fun. Hope you remember all of it. Have a great time there, and your figures and your cats will be back waiting for you when you return. Firefly is still in stock. Afterchild, you can grab him from anywhere. In Beltran, multiple Fireflies I'm hearing are super loose in the waist. Both of mine are the same. What are you doing to fix them? I love hearing about problems, people's QC issues. More so because I'm not like, this figure is the one that messed up. So let me know what solutions you did to fix him, because I've got him coming, I guess, from GameStop. Maybe it's Amazon. I wanted to, but let me know what you did to fix that problem there. Mickey Rowe, just received my Power Rangers Green Master Morpher today. This was the fastest I've ever received something from Hasbro Pulse. This has to be a new record. Wow. I'm waiting on my snow job because I can't wait to imagine snow coming to this area this winter, because if it snows, I guarantee you I will have him out there in the snow on his skis battling the snow serpents that are still to arrive. But literally, for that reason, I am hoping we get a ton of snow this winter. Being a Five Figure says also clean out Target the other day. Picked up Miles Morales, Spider-Woman, Ben Reilly, Thor 2-pack, and Iron Man Mark 1. By the way, it looks like Targets are starting the second round of clearance. So for those of you who got the early round of them when they were like 13 or 12, now you can probably get them for 6 or 7. And hopefully your Target will still price match, because that's always a good thing to do that. Mr. Cheeseburger, this is the answer from Blake. I think the reason for that is because they give us the wrong figures, not classics, don't finish teams, and not quite enough accessories for the prices. Blake, you're dead on, because when you just think of everything they include with G.I. Joe figures, it's like, wow, you guys get it. And the figure's too far away. Like, even with something, it's way too far. Like the Black Series Rebel Commando, which has the swappable face paints, it's like, yes, do this. This is a great way to do an army builder. And we see Hasbro's Marvel Legends team has the ability to think outside the box with that Shield Hydra 2-pack, where we've got all these different portraits. You can swap them out, have them with helmets, whatever. That's what we want to see, just consistently with the figures, not like, oh, here's a special set, or start a team and finish it. I don't know why X Factor version 2 hasn't been completed with one team member left. why we haven't gotten any other characters from the second version costumes of X Factor. I mean, just Jean Grey and Beast. That's all you need to complete that team. Two figures. You could do a two pack. It's really simple and basic. We've started really getting underway with that 90s Avengers squad. We've got Black Knight and Cersei and Black Widow in their vest look. Now we can probably go with that 90s Hercules. I'm okay if we keep the beard look for him. Crystal with her jacket. We've got White Vision. We've got Captain America. So that team is also almost complete. And eventually you could throw in a 12-inch giant man that fits with them too. But these are teams that you started, finish them. Thunderbolts. Let's get more members of those guys too. The Thunderbolts. We've got who else? Jeez. The New Warriors. Absolutely. I mean, there's just so many teams they have not finished. And they've started them years ago and could have been done a long time ago. Take Excalibur again. So lots of problems there. I use that 6-inch giant man with my Marvel Universe figure. It works. Oh, nice. That's cool. I need to pull out my Marvel Universe figures. Those were fun. I really wish they kept the quality up on them because they were decent. And then they started getting too expensive. And then they started slacking on the sculpt, the articulation. It was like, what are you doing? That's why they lined it. Chat, Innator Gator. Don't post that much, but we'll do. You can DM me too. I'll take that in case you don't want to post. I have a ML custom Flash Gordon I'll need to upload for you to see. That's probably cool. I'm guessing you pre-ordered the NECA Flash figures. You know, for something where I know it's going to hit Target, I like to just get them in hand and check them out and all that good stuff, especially with NECA because they don't close everything up so I can inspect it and get the absolute best paint job. So I will be getting them when I see them, but for sure, every one that they do beyond the revealed 3, I will be getting for sure. Awesome. I think it's time for the Hasbro Pulse to start doing dioramas, example like the X Mansion, Baxter Building. That would be cool too. I mean, they don't even need to make that like a HasLab. They could literally just make that, like you said, a Pulse exclusive. Extreme Sets does this all the time. I don't know why Hasbro is taking their time getting into that realm, that arena, especially since Extreme Sets is not doing them. So, great idea. 80s Kid, I'm with you. Hasbro should always have these Black Series figures available. Vader, Stormtrooper, Leia, Chewie, Han, Luke, Rebel Fleet Trooper, 3PO. I mean, there's so many Rebels, Stormtroopers that they should just keep in constant rotation. But the Fleet Trooper would be good. Hawk Troopers would be great. Rebel Commandos would be good. Hoth, Snow Troopers, Stormtroopers, Clone Troopers, etc. I mean, you know what I'm saying here. Russell Lemieux, need a Mafex Superman. Wrist Peg, help Mafex. The only good thing is they're going to do another Superman. Which one that you have the problem with? The light blue Hush version, which is really great, old school Superman colors, or one of these other ones? Because they've done a surprising amount of Superman figures. Yo, Afterchild, I really need Transformers Legacy to do a Bruticus because Bruticus was great. I mean, I was really like, I don't know about these combiners. I really like Devastator. I love Superion. I love Minosaur. Do we need to keep this going? Then Bruticus came. I was like, yeah, we do. And I'll take Defensor too. So yeah, absolutely. Joshua, party week. And yours must be on a Wednesday. So yes, I'm loving it. I always love when my birthday's on a Friday. It's like, what will I do? It's a whole weekend of fun. So yeah, we're going to have to do this thing up proper, my friend. My fellow J October birthday guy. G-Brew, my Walmart still has Vulcan, 80 Sabretooth, and Darwin hanging on the pegs for full price. Terrible, G-Brew's Walmart. Do better. Roberts, honestly, I think they're turning out too much product. There were 14 waves last year. It looks like 16 waves this year, not counting exclusives, etc. Which line? Thank you so much. You answered my question right away. Marvel Legends. And I think the problem is they've done this real scattershot approach with these 2-packs, these retro lines, where it's like, I don't know, where do they fit in? But they've done a ton. And I just wish instead of doing so many, they would do the ones that they do well. So like, even if they took it down to 12 waves, if all of them were the same quality as some of the high-end figures we've gotten this year, and there are some, like, this is definitely not like, oh, what a terrible year to collect Marvel Legends. If they were just like the peak instead of the what are y'all doing with this figure? Like Molecule Man, way down on my list of quality figures this year. But there have been some that have been really good. It's like, you guys could do like Drax the Destroyer. He's one. He's a really great figure. I'm so shocked they charged $49.99 and then threw on a great Moondragon figure too, or a really good, really good Moondragon figure too, because he was good enough on his own. And I really love how he turned out. Moondragon was really good too. She just needed that modern articulation, a little bit more sculpting, but I'm really excited to have a DNA version of her to add into the collection of my Guardians. I can't believe it, 80s kid. You went to Ollie's and found tons of Black Series Holdo figures? No way. I see the I don't even remember her name, the bounty hunter from the third one. She had the helmet and purple outfit or whatever, but I see her a ton in my stores too. Kelly, I never thought that Hasbro would be clearing out some of these figures already. Black Widow, Mark 1, and Thor Destroyer 2-pack were just released. Exactly. I mean, it's like, well, if you guys can't wait for them to sell, then I can't. So, yeah. Hey, Snake Eyes, I think they did just do a new Metroplex not that long ago. Yeah, because he would be big anyway. Thank you, Jamelin. I thought I'd seen a red Range Viper. So we've got him, and we've got the Cobra Trooper, and what's the third member in that team? So they're in the Techno Viper, so they're covering all kinds of stuff with them already. Green Man, what's going on? Oh, a Cyborg Superman wrist peg. Well, I don't know where you can get the wrist peg from, maybe eBay, but Quest Toys actually still has Cyborg Superman in stock for under $100. So if you want to just go that route, there you go. Kwame Taylor, I'm good with the price hikes. No more scalpers, and they go on sale. Works better. It is working out well for us. I know some people are going, hey, this is terrible because they're going to clearance and going to Ollie's and Ross so fast, but it seems that Hasbro's comfortable. I'm comfortable paying much less, so I guess it's working out well for everybody so far. Cheaper, my local Ollie's and 2 other closest stores are overflowing figures, but aren't doing so hot on graphic novels right now. Same ones that have it last 6 months. Yeah, it's been a little barren on the trade front. Like there have been some, like I got the Return of Superman trade, and Amazon has it for $30, and Ollie's had it for $7. Big win. But that's been the only one I picked up lately. But when you do find those kind of sales, it's like, yes, great job, Ollie's. I just wish they'd stock up better with their trades, because I'm with you. It used to be I'd walk out of there like I was leaving the library when I was coming or about to go on vacation. Now it's like, here we go. So we'll see. Eric, what's going on? Do you have the original Televiper with Trouble Bubble? I've seen it listed on Amazon for $150. Now, you're talking about the old school original one or this new one that just came out? Because that's wild if they're already charging that much, because they should not do that. Congratulations on your subscribers, 80s kid. Master J, Hasbro is releasing figures that cross multiple age groups, fan bases for sure. Thank you so much, Mr. Cheeseburger, for the $1.99 super chat. Mask and humanoids, visionaries, please, Hasbro, please. Dude, I would be, oh man. I don't even know how I would set up the display for mask figures from Hasbro now, but oh, wow. Bring on that challenge for me. I mean, maybe I'd set it up like a race car track. Oh, geez. Mask is so great. I feel like that's the one line from my super childhood, like top 10 cartoons and favorite stuff back then, that I'm waiting for that awesome modern interpretation, and it needs to include all the elements. And I don't care about HasLab prices for the Rhino and all those great vehicles. I would so be into everything Hasbro put out for 6-inch mask figures for sure. Whew, that'd be great. How many Lord of the Rings figures do I have? There's a line that made these really cool small scale figures. I think they were like this. They weren't like posable or anything, but they had these massive playground sets, battlefields. So they had Helm's Deep, and they had all these basically construction sets, like extreme sets where you just place them up and you could place the figures all around them. Really cool. And I had a whole bunch of them. And then when I started getting the figures from Toy Biz, I traded them out. I should have held on to them because they would make for really great backdrops on my bookcase. But I probably have, I want to say about 50 of them in between the army builders, the different versions of Aragorn, Frodo, Sam that I got, and then of course the upgrades when they started doing better articulated versions of them. So I have two boxes full, and when I had them out on display, I had two full shelves of those figures. And then it's kind of that weird thing where it's like, well, I've got most of the line, so I need to go and get so and so and then so and so. So it's probably best that I keep it boxed up right now, just on the safe side, so I don't go, well, let me go track these down at the toy store that has all these vintage toys. How many do you have? Oh, Cheeseburger, Mr. Cheeseburger, you just sold all my legends. Oh, Mercari, I think that's how you say it. It feels so good. More money for G.I. Joe. Did you make a pretty good profit selling off your Marvel Legends? I wish you had told me. I'm sure you would have had some that I would want to add to my collection. Starkiller has 3 different heads, 8 hands, including 2 of Fat Force Lightning, 4 different lightsaber plays, a Force Push effect, a base down Force effects, and deluxe packaging. I feel like that sounds like $20 worth of extras. So maybe the price isn't as terrible as I originally thought. But I think it's more of a these stormtroopers don't need to be $25 more than anything else. Jibber, the Target exclusive Black Widow is $13 at the Targets near me right now if they're still in stock. They may have started lowering those prices. So if they are still near you, do a price check on the scanner. If it comes up cheaper, you can price adjust it with your receipt. Or if you favor your Target Circle, you can just show them the app receipt. Are they thinking out of the box or they're constrained by the license fees and the license holder? Emily said several times they're not bound by movies or TV. Hasbro owns G.I. Joe, not Marvel. You know, it's so wild and crazy. It felt like for so long we weren't getting new G.I. Joe product just because there wasn't a TV show, there wasn't a movie attached to it. And now Hasbro puts all this amazing love with great creators doing killer sculpts, putting the right work into the paint jobs, including as many accessories that make sense. And they've got a massive hit line. And they don't need a movie. They don't need a TV show. They don't even have a comic book out right now. And people are loving it. Collectors like more G.I. Joe, please. So it just shows you for a quality product, that's all you really need. And I feel like we've seen enough really good Star Wars Black Series figures. We've seen enough great Marvel Legends that they could do it. For whatever reason, they're just like, this is good enough. And I think that's the most frustrating thing for collectors and fans of those brands, where it's like, we've seen you do it with figures just in the previous wave. Why can't this be the norm? So I don't know. Joshua, that sucks. Walmart Canada canceled my Big Ben and Range Viper pre-order. That's terrible. Hopefully Pulse will have them back in stock. Excuse me, and you can get them from there. Mr. Roper, come on, knock on my door. When army building, these onslaughts of figure releases can get a little overwhelming. Yeah, Range Vipers, Crimson Vipers, Steel Brigade, +2 each of each regular figure. My pockets be on cringe with every email alert. Yeah, when you see the Hasbro Pulse, like, ooh, what's about to come? Because you never know what's coming from Hasbro Pulse. Where it's like, oh, that's right, this is the big army builder order. Gotcha. Okay, thanks. G. Bruce says there's a few reasons Marvel Legends hasn't been selling well. 1, there was a sales bump during the pandemic. 2, waning popularity of the MCU. And 3, inflation. 4, too much product. Stores don't want overstock. I should have done this for the 4 Horsemen. Whoo, yeah, it's a lot. It's all those issues. And I also would put in there character choice selection, where it's like, who asked for this character when there's still a minus or B plus character still left to get made? Whereas, why are you doing this character again? I mean, I don't get it. We still don't have a regular comic series Wong figure, and he's had the benefit of being in the movies. No Doc Samson. There are characters that seem a little obvious versus some of the choices they've made. It's just kind of puzzling why they haven't done them yet. Thank you, Ryan. Starkiller, Darth Malik, Cal Kestis. That first one was great too. Darth Malgus, Bastilla Shan. The Black Series has had a great year with game-related figures. And they've done some really good movie figures too, and TV figures. It's just, I love for them to do a little bit more from OT, PT era, because those need upgrades to the mediocre figures they released earlier. Oh, Mickey loves the gold Master Morpher. It's also cool that the Morpher will change to a green, white, or red color depending on which power coins are inserted. Love it. That's good. Oh, Oxalax, I'm still waiting on a classic Wonder Woman and Hawk Girl. My Justice League Unlimited team is almost complete. Todd, what you waiting for? Yes. Doc Avenger, what's up? Yeah, quality over quantity for sure. G-Brew, stores clearancing stuff out is to prevent paying taxes on unsold stock at the end of the year. I work in a weed whacker line factory. I am so happy I did that without twisting my tongue several times over. I work in a weed whacker line factory. I work in a weed whacker line factory. Nice. Our customer liquidates their stock late in the year. They were super busy in January as all the orders come in for the stock. Our customers just liquidated. I got you. Farming. Collectors ask less figures a year, then ask the complete teams of D-list characters. Dwight told everybody you can't have both. I'm gonna work on this list, and I'm gonna see how hard it would be to get D-list characters. They're doing solid figures in box sets. I don't care if it's a mix of A through D in a box set. I think that's a good way to get some of those characters out, especially the complete teams. So I got all kinds of fun challenges, and I cannot wait to put this list together. Hopefully I'll get it done, or at least one of them done over this weekend. Thank you, Lefties and Lions. Zori Bliss. She lives in my alleys rent-free, utilities included. Summer Supreme, what's going on? I cleaned up at Target last week. Thanks for the heads up. Thank you for watching. I'm glad it worked out for you. I'm all about trying to help everybody here in the community with as much deals and savings as possible. And if you guys see something that I haven't mentioned, let me know and I'll do a quick video. So let's make sure we share that love with each other. And Beltran, what would be your G.I. Joe code name? Oh man, who would it be? I don't know. I have to think about it. I don't know. Maybe Recon Finder, because on account of all my scoping and sniping for figure deals. I'll have to work on that. Yeah, see, I'm thinking about it. I don't know yet because I really don't know yet. I want to see if Hasbro will get around to them because I feel slightly more confident that they'll complete a squad and do many more mass figures. But Ramen does do really cool stuff. I'm just curious if he'll do the whole wave, all those characters of mass that I want to see. That's not the mask that the Mr. Cheeseburger wants for sure. Roberts, I noticed at PulseCon the focus seemed to shift to vintage collection for Star Wars. That's interesting. What's even more interesting is they did the poll during the show. Hey, collectors, what line are you most interested in hearing about? And the Black Series dominated. I think they were at 70%. And it was vintage collection and they had role playing stuff. And you could tell they were just so shocked, and they had to cover it and spin and go, well, it's nice to see all the brands represented, but it was like clearly what people wanted to know and see, who were tuning in midday Friday, who were like, you know what, work, you're going to be on pause for a minute. I want to watch the Star Wars panel. We're going, yeah, this ain't it. I want to see more Black Series. And then it was just like, sorry, we have no interest in doing what you want. Here's more vintage collection figures. I don't know what they're doing. Kelly, I've got about 50 Toy Biz figures, all still in box and box sets. My Grail ones I still want to get, Charcu and Wark. Oh man, that's cool. Yeah, that's one. That's for sure. That must be really expensive if that's the Grail one for you. Oh man, they canceled your Big Ben too. That's terrible. G-Brew, I think the ML team needs to listen to the fans more. Goblin Queen, Classic She-Hulk, Wolfsbane, Feral, Outback, Psylocke. Yeah, I mean, I feel like most of the Marvel Legends team issues are just not paying attention as much to what the community really wants. I feel like they have this, no, this is what you guys want, right? Because somebody in one comment mentioned this one character. Like this latest Build-A-Figure wave with the Void character selection, I'm perplexed by it. Like, did anyone ask for a Civil War Namorita figure? I've never seen that asked anywhere. If I'm wrong, please let me know. Like, ask. I'm not like, oh, cool. I'm glad they made this figure. Like, really, that was on your list of figures you wanted to see them get done before poof, no more Marvel Legends from Hasbro. Mage TV PTB, respect from Nashville, Tennessee. Just got in from my daughter's dance class. Nice job. Hopefully, she did a bang up job in class today. Method to Madness. Ollie's has been giving me life being a collector on a budget, but I had to pay for that Target clearance last week. Yeah, that was like budget blowing on clearance. Sadly, I was only able to get Grey Hulk and Hawkeye, Sky Cycle, no Black Widow or Ant-Man here. Yeah, I mean, the Ant-Mans in my area dried up that went to the Anthill a long time ago. He's one of the few figures this year I paid full price, but I was kind of like, he's not anywhere else. I think I'm going to have to buy this one figure I see right now. So maybe I should see if I can price match the clearance price now. David, my Target is stocked up on WWE Legends 20, new Joes, and the What If Captain Carter shield. Yeah, they're coming hard for us with this new stuff. Ryan, Jeff, I came up with a Clone Wars wave for you, and I'm sure I'm not even going to look at it, but I'm sure I would buy every one on this set because there's so many Clone Wars characters that I want, and there's so many that they have yet to do. It's madness. Savage Press, yes. Senator Padme Amidala, yes. Khaki and maroon costume, yes, please. Chancellor Palpatine, for sure. Mother Talzin, Cam Syndulla, yes. And Embo the Bounty Hunter. Yeah, man, just so much stuff. And you could do that like 3 times over. Alternates. Reiko Hardin, Obi-Wan in Disguise, right. And Jedi Master Dooku from Tales of the Jedi. Yes. So much stuff. Blake, Jeff, you might have to be the judge. I remember that holds all the files, but then you read them all, learning the top. The other Joe's skills are go on secret missions. I like that, Blake. File guy. Maybe that's what I can change it up to. Excuse me. I struck out on the clearance for Shipwreck and Black Widow. My Target has a tag on clearance, but no figure. What's up with that? And my best Hurricane impersonation. Check your Target out. Sometimes it's actually accurate to what the stores have in stock. So you can do that. Tell me how far it is from like a mile away. And they'll go, yeah, this one has limited stock. You can call. Sometimes that limited stock is 5 and the app just gets a little screwy. But sometimes it's really accurate, like 2. And there's actually 2 on the shelf. So check it. That way you can save yourself some time and then go track it down at the store that really does have them. I may buy 2 General Hawks and get a selfie, and my call sign will be War Dog. I like it, Doc. Or War Doc, right? Roberts, nope. We wanted New Warriors Namorita. That's the one said for years, and they said maybe later. Vision is the only figure I'm getting, and I want Vision, and I want that Black Panther. But the rest of the wave, I'm so happy to take a pass on because Void's cool, but it's like okay, great, and I don't really understand what they're doing with that. It doesn't have the normal symmetry of a Build-A-Figure wave where there's like, oh, here's the connective thread. It's just like, here's random figures. I don't really care about that, but it's just such an odd assortment, an odd collection of characters. Maybe they could have gone with a bearded Sentry to tie it in a little bit better. Either way, it's fine. All right, let's talk about some of this news for the week here because there was some. And 80s Kid, you and I are always going to agree on this. We need more Clone Wars figures, especially after Ahsoka. So let's get into it. Let's break down all the fun stuff that's dropped. We've already done our update on Giant Man, but let's check into these new reveals, new releases. This Green Goblin, boy, I mean, this head sculpt is just one of the best they've done. And I really feel like this figure has so much great detail. I'm really, really impressed with everything they did with this figure. And from the head sculpt to the tattered sleeve or collar piece there, all the under mesh detail. We can see the damaged suit with the wire sticking out, the harness. I mean, everything with this figure is really well done. And then they even threw accessories. So it is possible. It's not like, oh, we can never throw accessories into these figures. He's got the spike gauntlet here, got a little smaller one on this side. I mean, this really is well done. You see all that paint detail. I mean, this is where it's like, okay, I see what you're talking about. sometimes they give us this bogus excuse of we're just going to charge more, like with a Boba Fett, because of more paint applications. And that's not true. This figure, you can really see it. Lots of detail, a lot of work went into this. The hood piece, of course, is a separate piece as well. So just really well done. And then the glider, I really love the work they did on this. I feel like this is one where it's like, hey, Hasbro, you did such a great job. I'm going to buy this just to show you guys, hey, you put out stuff like this, I'm here, I'm for it all the time. So really great figure. So many different ways to display it. And I'm very curious on one area, how this bad boy is going to be positioned. And I know we've got the fantasy pose where we don't see a stand, but I'm really curious if they would throw one in. But for $49.99, I think that is a really, really solid price. And moving on, now Entertainment Earth has kind of surprised me here. The normal price is $39.99, but we got it here for $38.99. So if you also want to just help out the channel, you can get orders from Entertainment Earth. Use the code LYLES for Lyles, my last name, Lyles MF, and bam, you're all set. And they did a free shipping on Hasbro Pulse items this week or this weekend. So that was really cool. If you took advantage of it, thank you so much. But yeah, this Doc Ock has great detail as well. See the texture in his shirt. Nice job on the zipper. Paint job looks nice and crisp. You can see the bands on his waist piece there. I mean, just really solid work. This is a great example of what Hasbro can do when they put all their effort into it. The bendable tentacles and then swappable pieces here. It's a really good job for a figure. And this one also feels worth the money. So I just really think they did a really great job. And then you can close these in too. So really strong work with these figures. And I think this is what they could be doing more of with the Marvel Legends line, regardless if it's MCU or just comic book figures. So yeah. Crystar and Vision are a must. Yeah, Mr. Cheeseberry, there's some winners every so often. And I forgot about Crystar. I want to buy Crystar as well. So there's 3 in this wave. I don't know what that's going to mean in terms of the parts from the void that I have. This is going to be a matter of buying it later. It's where I kind of miss Dork Side Toys, where you can just buy the Build-A-Figure loose and not have to pay the same price as you would as buying a bunch of figures you weren't interested in. But yeah, Kelly, not just the head sculpt, but the glider is perfect. It is. I mean, they just, everything about those 2 figures really great. And I feel like the Spider-Man, the different Spider-Man, the Peter Parkers, they all look really good. MJ's head sculpt looks good, and I think she works really great for civilian and background in your shots. Matt Murdock also looks good. The only one that whole wave that I'm kind of sketchy on is Sandman, but the rest of them are really well done. I think it took forever, but I think Hasbro did a really bang up job with them. Now we just got to wait, hopefully not till 2025 before we see an Electro and a Lizard to go along with them. Mr. Cheeseburger, all I've heard all day is it costs too much and their fans were passing on it. Are you kidding me? Gosh, I don't know, Mr. Cheeseburger. I mean, you're hanging around with the wrong Marvel Legend crowd, because I looked at those prices like, yeah, I thought it was going to be more. I really thought that glider and all the work they put into Green Goblin was going to mean he was going to be $60, maybe even $70. So to see him for $50, I feel like that figure has a ton of detail, ton of sculpting work, and it's so worth $50. I mean, the glider is about the price of another figure with all the details they've thrown into it. The paint job, the detail, the sculpt, the articulation, the accessories. I don't know why I mix those 2 up. But I think Green Goblin totally is worth it. He could probably be worth $35. So then the glider's cheaper. Anyway, I think it's a solid, great deal. Same deal with Doc Ock. And the photorealistic head sculpts, I mean, you can't beat that. Figure arts couldn't beat that with Green Goblin. They're charging, what is it, $179 for that figure? I mean, it's just, I'm going to say outrageous, but it's certainly nowhere near the same level to me for the price point. Where, oh gosh, it's even worse. So here's what we're getting from SH Figure Arts. $179. So that's way more. Yeah, maybe the head sculpt's a little bit better, and maybe the design work on the outfits better, but it's not $120 better. And I mean, yeah, the nice shiny material, but I don't care that much. And you can do this pose basically with the other figure from Hasbro. And I don't know. It is just not getting it done for me to be worth this much more than that really strong version we're getting from Hasbro. So for me, no brainer. I think they've actually closed that gap significantly for me on this. So yeah, I definitely think it's worth it. Tom Finn, I'll buy all the versions of Namorita they care to make. I'm glad someone's excited. Oh yeah, for sure. I'm going to talk about that in a second. Jeff, did you get the Doc Ock or Green Goblin? You're waiting for sales. I feel like these may be sold out. They're so popular. I feel like if I can get them through when I get my stuff through Entertainment Earth, they don't tend to sell out as early as say Amazon or Big Bad Toy Store. And I'm pretty confident and comfortable going with them for figures like them because I got to get them for my collection. I got to get the 3 Spider-Man just because I really love No Way Home. And I thought maybe I just have to go the Hot Toys route, but I'm comfortable getting these Marvel Legends figures. I think they're some of the best they put out. They came out this year. They should be in my top 10 list assuming I get my hands on them, but I really like these figures. So I will be getting them, just not got my pre-orders in yet. Oh, Doc, they also had it for 38. That's good to know. Man, that Crystal Dude has Clarence Ollie's Army Builder written all over it. Mage, you might be right on that, and it probably wouldn't be a big shock surprise, but yeah, I could definitely see that. Blake, that guy was like a shrunk down Hot Toys in a way. I agree with you. It's really well done. Mr. Cheeseburger, I agree. So worth all the pain and effort. But you're right. I need to stay off Instagram. Absolutely, man. It's just sometimes it's not a great place to visit. I wish the green were a little darker. I can see that. I mean, maybe that's something you could do with a metallic paint and then get that darker wash to it if you wanted. But I think for the price point and knowing some of the quality from other Marvel Legends figures, this is a real step up and definitely an improvement. Excuse me. All right, so then in addition to all the stuff that we know is coming, Mafex is starting to get back into this idea that it's good to have people buying figures, especially ones that have long since sold out and aren't available anywhere else. So now they're put back into rotation the Hush Batman Joker. I didn't get this figure originally because I don't like the head sculpt. And that's not a knock on the Mafex sculpting. It's exactly how it looks in from Jim Lee's version of Joker, and I really like the dark blue instead of purple. But I'm really happy to see for everyone who missed out on this figure, they can get him and also Catwoman, a figure I thought was really fantastic. A great figure and just so well done all over, different head sculpts. I mean, they even have a torso piece that swaps out so you can have it with the whip wrapped around her waist, and then you can have it when she's got the whip in hand, so you can have this swapped out. I just thought that was crazy attention to detail. See, it's here, and she shouldn't be holding the whip while it's wrapped around her. That was cool. Totally unnecessary in terms of like, oh man, this is terrible, but really nice job they did for these. And they're not ridiculously expensive, so that's always good to see as well. So if you missed out on them, I highly recommend Catwoman. Joker's probably not bad if you're building a Hush collection, but for sure, you got to get this Catwoman. This is probably the best Catwoman figure I own in my collection, and just a really fun figure to pose. Then for other figures you might have missed out on, 3-0 is bringing back their Power Rangers, so you can get White Ranger, Green Ranger, Red, Black, Yellow, Blue, and Pink, all back in rotation in April. That's really good. These figures look phenomenal. I didn't buy them because it's like, I've already started to get the Lightning collection, but I like the price. $99 is pretty affordable for those figures, and I don't think you can go wrong grabbing those guys for that price point. So for sure, really happy to see those back for everyone who missed them earlier. Zoran the Barbarian. Hello, ladies. Blake, that Goblin mask made me buy. Honestly, I really wanted a straight up Goblin from Spider-Man 1. He would be displayed with a Goblin mask and the Tobey Spider-Man. That's cool. Yeah, it can do all kinds of cool combinations. And I think that's also fun, getting more of the No Way Home figures finally. So you can have each of the Spider-Men mashed up with their main enemies from the films. So really cool to see that. Jibber, the only figure arts figures I have are the Super Sailor Sensei from Sailor Moon. They're good figures. My brother has some of the Godzilla figures. Excellent figures. Expensive, but worth it. I feel like if you get an expensive figure that's worth it, it's like whatever. I mean, was I going to spend that money on anyway? Now I've got this great figure to look at all the time. I can pose it, do some cool stuff, shoot some really cool pictures with them. So I think it balances out over time, and then you just don't have to worry about figures that you wouldn't want anyway. Mr. Cheeseburger is all sold out on Pulse. All the Spider-Man and Doc McGoblin. Entertainment Earth, I think, still has everyone still in stock from that wave. Let me just check so I'm not telling you incorrectly, getting your hopes up for no reason. There we go. Let's try that again. Yeah, they're still there, still available for anybody who wants them. So Toby, Tom, Will, Andrew, and Alfred. Lots of A's in that. And you get the whole set. So still available, so you can grab them all. So if you missed out on Pulse and anywhere else, Amazon, etc., they're still available. Zoran, once past the news, Canadian friends here. Toys R Us now is carrying the Walmart G.I. Joe retro figs. Picked up Gung Ho today. Has your Walmart's not carried the G.I. Joe retros, or did another retailer? Oh, you said, I'm sorry, Toys R Us is carrying the Walmart retros. That's good. And they mentioned they were going to be expanding the retro waves to non-Walmart. So that's good news. So it's cool to see they're already popping up there. That's very good. Snake Eyes, really like the Joker and Catwoman. I really like to get both. I cannot recommend Catwoman enough. Don't know about Joker, but Catwoman's great. Jibber, I pre-ordered the Mafex Catwoman. I'm very excited for it. That's my favorite Catwoman costume ever. I think they did a great job on her, so I don't think you're going to be disappointed at all. Let's see Lions. I need that Mafex Hush Batman. Still pissed that Sideshow canceled my order. Yeah, they I don't know what happened, because they were really reliable for orders, and all of a sudden, oh, no Mafex for you. And maybe they've just lost the license to sell Mafex figures, because I was confident and comfortable. No worries. I've had no problem with Sideshow orders before, and yeah, they got me on those. So fortunately able to get Cyborg Superman, Huntress, and Nightwing and Steel from other retailers without breaking the bank. So, whew, yeah. Thank you, Zoran, for helping out everybody else. All our Canadian friends here. Man, Mafex made the Joker look creepy. It's not Mafex. They did the exact likeness that Jim Lee did for Joker. Let's see how fast I can pop that up. Yep. Okay. Let's try this one. This is what he looked like in Hush. So it is just dead on to what he looked like in it. I thought they did a great job with that sculpt and pulled off the likeness just perfect. So it's not a random thing. That is just dead on to it. Jada's killing with these Street Fighter figures. Are you in or out? And yeah, I got Fei Long coming. So I just got to track down Ryu at a decent price. Chun-Li, same deal, and Ken for sure, because he's also available right now. Russell, do not drop them. Make sure they are properly situated with carpet at all times. So even if they shelf dive, it's going to be okay. Tom Finn, 2018, Miss Catwoman the first time. Very happy to see this re-release. Me too. I feel like that's the way to go. If people miss out on your figures and people are still raving about them, you should probably put them back out so everyone who wants them can get them, especially figures of this quality. You don't have to worry about fakers not getting them. They're going to want them, and you're not going to be stuck with a bunch of, oh man, where are all these Catwoman figures? I guess we're going to have to send them to Ollie's. That's not going to be a problem. G-Brew says I like Mafex to re-release that brown and gold costume Wolverine. He'd go Gadget. He'd go great with the rest of my Mafex X-Men. I had to assume they'll put Wolverine back in rotation. G-Brew, I've not been disappointed with a single Mafex purchase I've ever purchased. Yeah, I mean, it is definitely the case for me. I'm like, well, it's a little bit more than I would normally spend, but then it's like, oh shoot, I can do this. They've got this included too. It's the same deal with Storm Collectibles. I feel like every time I get those figures, I'm like, yep, you guys got me. And they really knock out the figures. And speaking of Storm Collectibles, that was a great transition. We finally got another Dark Stalkers figure coming, and it's Morgan. And Morgan really just flies in the face of Hasbro and companies afraid to do the likeness of a female figure according to the property. And this figure is like, yeah, this is what she looks like in the game. This is what the figure is going to look like. And wow, they really knocked her figure out on all the levels you would want this figure to look like. She's got her bat wing hair and on the side here as well, and a ton of accessories, including the bug eyes. I mean, I love all the effort they put in their figures. I mean, they just knock them out. I mean, paint's what it is, not too much, but it is exactly what her look is like in the game. And they come through with those likenesses at all times. I think this is really going to help sell Dimitri figures as well, because you just have one who cares, but now he's got some company in those ranks, and she's a really great looking figure. And yeah, I think she's going to be a standout for them with their releases, and just really cool. I mean, check this out. That is cool. And she can probably hit that pose without a stand, without any balance or anything. That's just going to be how you can pose that figure, and that's going to be great to pull off. So really cool. And they really knocked this figure out. Can't wait to add her to the collection. And then back to Street Fighter, because everybody wants to know what's up with the Jada figures. Ken, Ultra Street Fighter 2 still available, Entertainment Earth, and Ken looks nice and wild. He is ready to Hadouken, and he's got a little flame here. I wish he would get the full dragon punch and flaming dragon kick too. I mean, he's got the stand so he can do some of this stuff, but yeah, really good to see him joining the line. Didn't take too long, so we got him, Ryu, Chun-Li, Ken, Cammy coming, Fei Long, really building up the World Warriors lineup. That's great to see. And this figure looks like he has all the articulation you want and then some, and ready to go for it. And yeah, this is going to be fun to have him in the collection, right with the game display picture too. So that's cool. And of course, we got that iconic shot of him and Ryu. So much fun seeing those two together. And yes, very excited about these guys. Green Man, I have the first release Catwoman. It's good. I got someone to customize Huntress, so she has her accurate booty shorts, though. I don't know. They messed her. Yeah, I don't understand what the deal was with that. It's like, come on, guys. What are we doing? They've been so good with likenesses, and I don't know why they got a little shook with her actual comic book likeness on that. Yeah, they did a great job on that Joker figure, and it's zero complaints with me with the likeness. That is what he looks like in Hush, and there you go. G-Brew, also need a re-release of that Mafex Hush Superman ASAP. That thing's going for farther north of 200 on secondary market than I'm comfortable spending for it. Yeah, I mean, he's got to get re-released at some point, and it's a really good figure. But yeah, don't pay that price for him, please. Jamelin, the only Mafex that disappointed me was Hush himself. He looks pretty great, but the jack and articulation left a little to be desired. I did think that was going to be a problem with him. So yeah, I could definitely see that. He is deep in the review pile where I have a bunch of figures that I had set to review pre-transplant. And it was like, okay, I've got a bunch of new figures that I've been buying from Amazon while I've been recovering. So they get to the front of the line, and he's there, and Huntress and Nightwing are a little bit further up the line. But yeah, I'm looking forward to opening him. I don't have to have him fight all that much. He can just point his guns and look cool and hold the imaginary Mafex Robin hostage. Excuse me. Kelly, holy, does she look great? That's how you do it, Hasbro. Exactly. Just that simple. Just get your likeness down to the comic book or video game or whatever. Snake Eyes, Morgan looks amazing and beautiful looking. Always reminded me of a character from Final Fantasy. I can see that. Green Man, that Ken looks so good. Like they stepped it up to another level with the face likeness. Yeah. And I love that whole. That's great. Method to Madness. I'd love to see Hasbro re-release that retro Fantastic Four Doctor Doom. It's always sold out on Pulse. I wasn't feeling the Secret Wars one in the 2-pack. Yeah, I would hope that come their Black Friday sales that we see him come back, because he's a really good figure and definitely one that you need to have in your collection if you're a Marvel fan, especially if you're a Fantastic Four fan. He's too good to just have sold out all the time. Jimmy, was the Mayfax Hush in a plastic trench coat, or did he have a wire cloth one like their Gambit? I don't remember. Jalen, can you help me out on that one? Because I have it open mine still. He's down in the basement waiting to get open. All right, so then Target's about to drop a bunch of figures. They're stocking up the shelves for October 1st. That's when a bunch of stuff they have in the back gets officially released. I've heard some people actually getting street dated on the Grunt figure. That's all over everywhere that you can get for $11.88. Some stores are actually street dating them, but there's a bunch of stuff that is actually coming on Sunday. So head to your Targets if for whatever reason you didn't want to get them from Amazon or other places, but there's a ton of stuff coming and dropping really, really soon. It's going on the shelves. And some of those, I'm just using this as reference. They're already here available now if you want to get them. Low light, desert camo, Snake Eyes, a figure I just cannot believe I'm actually going to buy. Not Helix, not Shockwave. They're not here yet. Grunt is coming. And let's see, I feel like there's one other figure, Firefly, who is not here, but yeah. Oh, Tunnel Rats also going to be available. So lots of G.I. Joe figures that are going to be dropping real soon. If you haven't already ordered them, if you haven't gotten them from Pulse or wherever, they're coming to Targets real soon in the next few days. So stay tuned. Be on the lookout for them. Geez, let me show you what I saw when I went to the store just today. I held out and didn't buy them because there's a reason. But yeah, Ezra from Ahsoka. And this may be as close as I get to the season 3/4 look. So really excited to actually have that figure in hand. He looks really good, and it's really cool to see him like that. And we'll be getting him eventually at some point. And then also saw Greg the Hammer Valentine. You can see behind me here the boxes, tons of pallets coming. Classic Legends 20, Roy Orbison variant, Greg the Hammer Valentine, Rhythm and Blues era. So that's cool. I may need to double up and get 2 of him to replace the shoddy knees and chicken leg version from before, but they're coming. Get ready for them to come out real soon. Snake Eyes, I need Desert Snake Eyes. It just looks cool. And I'm like, I'm not getting every Snake Eyes variant, but there is something about that color scheme that just works for me. Tom Van Morgan looks great. I don't really collect Storm collectibles, but I've been looking forward to this one since the license was announced. I'm glad to hear you weren't disappointed, and I really think this is going to help with other figures from that series. 80s Kid, you're not going to be disappointed with Grunt. Just so much good stuff with him. G-Brew got street dated today on the... Oh my goodness. I didn't even know GameStop street dated anything. It wasn't supposed to be on the shelf, so they're holding it for me. Good deal. Let me know what you think of that guy. Desert Snake Eyes is that figure no one thought they wanted, but had to have. Very cool looking. Exactly, Blake. It's just like, wait, no, this doesn't even make any sense. But then, oh man, so great. I got to get it. I think it's a polarized lens. That's what's doing it. Afton Child for sure. That's me too. G-Brew saw the Desert Snake Eyes at GameStop today too. Was he street dated or was he available to purchase? I'm waiting for October 1st for my rewards to kick over because I got those $5 just waiting patiently for the next Joe or Cobra or Marvel Legends that I see on the shelves in stores soon, because there's also the Marvel Legends X-Men 97 series that's out, popping up, available in some Walmarts. They've even hit Maryland stores, so you can find them. I'm pretty sure GameStop has them slotted to come out on Monday, or Sunday. So check them out. Sunday's going to be a really good day if your team's not playing football to go check out some stores and see what's what. Also, I posted this on the dashboard in the community section when they were available, but it looks like the Cobra Valkyries are doing this back and forth with Snow Job, where one's in stock or they both come in stock for a second. Snow Job is still in stock when I last checked. The Valkyries did sell out faster, so if you want them, keep an eye out. maybe keep a page open on your browser and just keep refreshing every so often. That's what I did with Snow Job, and he just randomly popped up. I'm sure the Valkyries will be as well. And I think a lot of people, a lot of you guys were able to get them. So as always, if I see something, I'll post the link so you can check it out and get the figures you've been looking for. David got Legends 20, but skipped on Triple H. Already have the UE. Yeah, I told myself I was going to wait until they drop in price, but I'll just wait for the price to drop to do price match. Will it wait that long? Because maybe that's 4 months. Sometimes the Legends tend to last a little bit longer. I finally came and got Brother Love when he was $11. I got a deal from a Target sale for Common D-Lo, and I did not want to not have my complete Nation of Domination. So I was like, whatever. I'll buy them at a cheaper price, even though I know they're going to go down cheaper later. Hey, what's up, Rick Cage? I'm army building Sand Trooper Snake Eyes. He just looks that cool, right? I need all the Snake Eyes because he's my favorite character. Snake Eyes, I would have figured that for sure. This figure looks cool. And there is also, let's see here. Right, here we go. More news coming down the horizon. Collector Con from Walmart is coming, and we'll see a sneak preview of those. I think that's Friday, October 5th. So as we continue the big countdown, we're going to see some Star Wars, G.I. Joe, Transformers releases. Now, there's been some news on what we're going to get on the G.I. Joe front. That's going to be Wolf Spider, who we've seen some people have already, Shadow Tracker, and another figure who's already had several. Now, their popular thought is that's going to be another Snake Eyes, maybe, some different version. I wonder how they could do Tiger Force variant of Snake Eyes, but since that is a Target exclusive, I guess we won't see them. They couldn't do Night Force Snake Eyes. Maybe they do a Night Force Flint or Duke, maybe Roblox, some characters that will work on that end. So we'll see. The mysteries out there for them, and all kinds of questions about that. I was able to price match Series 19 when they're on sale on the app for 16, I think. That was a good price, David. So definitely interested to see what Walmart's got coming up. But something I always tell you guys about, wanted to make sure I gave you all the heads up because it is coming. Target, starting October 1st. Save $10 off of a $50 toy purchase, which is so timed perfectly because they're dropping so much stuff this Sunday. So you can buy 2 figures because that's the price of 2 figures these days. Get $10, get them for the vintage price of $20 a piece. So then you made out pretty decent. You can get a ton of stuff because, like I said, they got new Star Wars figures coming on the shelves, WWE figures hitting the shelves, Marvel Legends, and of course, G.I. Joe Classified series. So definitely stock up. I mean, that thing is a one-time, one-use only, but it's really cool. You can do this thing and get those figures for a little bit cheaper. And Target's really great about those sales. So if they're not on clearance, you can get one of these special deals and make out like a proverbial bandit. G-Brew, still not seen that Walmart exclusive Bucky cap, by the way. I've been on the lookout for it because my brother loves Bucky. Snow Glare excludes all the toys I want. No, it's gotta have it's. Let's see, it excludes. Nope, everything's still valid. I mean, it's no clearance items though. So no Disney princesses, no Lego or Mega Bloks, but looks like all our figures are fully on board and no problem. So no issues with those guys there. Is there anything else? Oh, and finally, before I wrap up this episode, Hot Toys just made sure that, hey, don't forget about us. They showed the next figure for their Ahsoka line. Detroit 27, Green Bay 3. Thank you, Jay. Appreciate the news on the game. So literally there is no game on Thursday night. Oh, how the mighty have fallen. It didn't say they weren't part of the sale, G Bruce. So looks like you could get NECA figures as part of that as well. All right, so yeah. But Hot Toys dropped another figure from Ahsoka, and they should stop calling it the Ahsoka line because it's all about Rebels. And today we got a figure reveal and a tease of a figure you knew was coming. So we got Chopper, and he is coming. And as you can tell from the left side, he is going to be joined by Captain Syndulla, or General Syndulla, Hera herself. So we're gonna have Hera, we're gonna have Ahsoka, we're gonna have Sabine, and now Chopper, which means we've got 2 more rebels that we should expect, and then hopefully they can figure out some way to get the other member of that crew as well. So yeah, 80s kid giving all my money to Hasbro's G.I. Joe Classified series. Not a bad policy, not a bad way to go at all. Raven Black, my Target never got Black Widow. My Targets had her in stock. Like they had the 1 box, and literally they sold through in maybe like a week or so, and then they never restocked. And I was just like, I can't believe I missed out on what so many of you all are calling the best female figure of the year from Marvel, maybe every other line. But I was like, darn it, how did that happen? And then they put Black Widow back out on the shelves when it was time for clearance. And it was so weird. It's like, wait, you had these in the back all along? It was really odd. So that's how I got mine. Hopefully your stores have some still lurking in the back. They just haven't remembered to put it out there. But also check the Target app, because sometimes they can track it down for you. And maybe if you call around and give them the DCBI, maybe they can figure it out that way. But hopefully you can find one, because I know some of y'all are still looking for it. Ew, I want to see the Hot Toys Ezra too, and I'm very curious which way they go, hologram or modern day. So we will see. Oh gosh, Tom Finn for sure. Yes, get to stepping. And then he had Clarence laughing at D'Lo, and D'Lo's looking all browbeaten, and he goes, Clarence, you're out of here too. And D'Lo was like, wow, I'm the last one of the nation to make it through the purge. And then the nation just got awesome. So yeah, really happy about that. Jimmy, I got super lucky on that Black Widow. First time I looked for it, I found it on Payday 2. So that was dope. It's always dope finding those figures on Payday. So without further ado, thank you all so much, as always, for hanging out with me on a Thursday night. I know you could be watching Green Bay get demolished by the Lions, but thank you for hanging out here with me. Remember, tomorrow night, 7 o'clock, we're going to be watching Flash on Lyle's Movie Files. So if you want to hang out on a watch along with us, we'll be doing that at 7 o'clock. Probably watch the movie about 7:10, 7:15. So get everybody time to get their AMC popcorn at the ready, their pizza delivered, all that good stuff. We'll be back on tomorrow. Maybe this weekend I'll have some videos. Maybe I'll drop my top 50 Marvel Legends most needed. So we'll see. But for now, that's all for this episode. Thank you all, everybody, for tuning in. I'll see you next time. This episode of Lyle's Figure Files has been filed.